In the world of dinosaurs, names like T-Rex and Velociraptor often steal the spotlight. But there was one creature, so strange, so terrifying looking, that even the fiercest predators kept their distance. Cut to a close-up of enormous claws slicing through the air. This is Therizinosaurus, the dinosaur with the longest claws ever found on any animal in Earth's history. A creature scientists once called the Reaper lizard. But was it really a killer? Or is this one of the most misunderstood giants of the prehistoric world? Therizinosaurus lived around 70 million years ago, in what is now Mongolia. It was a towering beast, nearly 10 meters long and weighing up to 6 tons. Camera zooms to arms. But its most shocking feature was its absurdly long arms, stretching almost 2.5 meters, each ending in claws up to 1 meter long. Just one swipe could tear through flesh, bark, or even bone. These claws were so massive, they changed everything scientists thought they knew about dinosaur evolution.
I think this might be a complete specimen.
Let's be careful.
When the first claw fossils were discovered in 1948, paleontologists were confused. Nothing like this had ever been seen. Reenactment of scientists examining huge claws. The claws were so big that scientists initially believed they belonged to a giant turtle, one that used them to dig or cut through vegetation. Short humorous animation of a giant turtle with massive claws. But decades later, more bones were uncovered, revealing the truth. These claws belonged not to a turtle, and not even to a predator, but to a herbivorous dinosaur unlike anything else. If you saw this animal in the wild, you might think you were staring at an alien. It had a huge, bulky body, a long, slender neck, small head, a coat of feathers, feet resembling a carnivore, but the diet of a gentle plant eater. Although massive, its head was surprisingly small, too small to be a killer. Its teeth were weak, designed for stripping leaves, not ripping flesh. Still, with claws like that, anything that got too close was asking for trouble.
The Therizinosaurus, armed with formidable claws, uses them not for combat, but to carefully pull down the highest branches.
Therizinosaurus wielded the longest claws in history. But they weren't just for fighting. 1. Defense against predators. Despite being a plant eater, it could fend off even the deadliest hunters like Tarbosaurus. A single swing, delivering over a ton of force, could leave deep, fatal wounds. 2. Feeding tool. Its massive arms allowed it to pull down branches, strip vegetation, and access food that other herbivores couldn't reach. 3. Courtship display. Some scientists believe the claws also help males attract mates, much like peacocks or birds of paradise.
The intricate musculature of
Terrifying,
the Archaeopteryx
yet elegant.
is remarkably similar to modern birds, allowing for precise control over its feathered forelimbs.
Despite its monstrous appearance, Therizinosaurus wasn't a ruthless predator. In fact, it was probably quite gentle. Nothing about its skull or teeth suggests a meat-eating lifestyle. Instead, it preferred leaves, fruits, and soft plants. Visual: Therizinosaurus peacefully eating from tall trees. But don't let that fool you. Peaceful doesn't mean harmless. What would happen if a T-Rex faced off against Therizinosaurus? T-Rex advantages: strongest bite force on land, fast and aggressive, apex predator instincts. Therizinosaurus advantages: huge reach, 1 meter claws, devastating slashing power. Realistically, Therizinosaurus would avoid conflict. But if forced to fight, a well-timed slash to the face, eyes, or neck could seriously injure a T-Rex, possibly even drive it away. It wasn't the king of the dinosaurs, but it wasn't a victim either. Therizinosaurus is the perfect example of how deceptive appearance can be. With claws designed for survival, a body adapted for foraging, and a look straight out of a fantasy film, it remains one of the most extraordinary creatures to ever walk the earth. It wasn't a cold-blooded killer, but it was a legend, the owner of the longest claws in the history of our planet. Which dinosaur should we explore next? Leave a comment below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more prehistoric mysteries.